Hello everybody, it's Foxy speaking, and this is a special message of wishful blessings and luck, well, special message of wishful luck really, to Dave and Sally Abel. Why that is because of expanding their horizon on their narrowboat, Tranquil Waters, and for due to be moving into their new home, which their wonderful younger son Stephen and their precious daughter-in-law Roberta are getting sorted for them. But really, I think I should get to not the home bit, but that's going to be the big attraction when they move into their new home. But the main thing I really wanted to wish them lots of luck on is expanding their horizon and adventures on their family narrowboat, or their very own narrowboat they purchased almost a year ago. Well, now about a year ago. Well, one short year ago is what I could say to make this better. Their narrowboat Tranquil Waters, and they are planning on expanding their horizons and expanding their horizon and adventures on Tranquil Waters, very much so. Expanding your horizon can be quite a tricky task for us, but certainly would it be worthwhile and worth attempting. Oh yes, especially when you're getting old. Oh dear. No, but of course Dave sadly has to be a bit more careful with his narrowboat adventures in the future, since sadly having a stroke. But he's very much up to it. His heart is still in for the challenge, as we know him, as he always stresses for the rightful reason. Life is for living. It's not for immediate death or for dying. Definitely not. That's what Dave repeatedly stresses, for the rightful reason, as we all know so. And those of you who do follow Dave and Sally Abel, yes, I really think his future narrowboat adventures will be absolutely wonderful, and certainly once some of my friends from America and Canada see it in the future lingering years heading forth, I think they're going to very much enjoy their adventure on there, as well as meeting up for meals and adventures and such. And a great big meet-up in a large restaurant. And me, and probably myself, having a few pictures with a few, because, well, there's a good head of ladies who follow Dave and Sally, as we know. And definitely would I have a photograph with some of the ladies. Oh, goodness. And, I mean, I very little thought I would ever make friends with so many ladies around the world, thanks to Dave and Sally. Little did I ever imagine it. But I'm so glad I did it. I never thought it would happen, but I'm so glad I've made so many friends, friends with so many ladies, more than I could have ever imagined in a lifetime. I mean, yes, and of course when the twinkle goes out of my eyes for the ladies who follow Dave and Sally, I'll turn out my toes and die. They're like friendly companions oneself could have ever befriended, and I'm so terribly fortunate to have found out about them and made friends with them. I just wished I'd made friends with some of them years ago, and I'm just so sorry I never said hello to them soon enough or earlier on. And of course, when the twinkle goes out of my eyes for Dave and Sally, as well as Honey and Pud, I'll turn out my toes and die. I just love their friendly hospitality and entertainment, as well as their entertaining matters in every way. Yes, and I mean, as some of you know, Dave and Sally are always planning on expanding their horizon and adventures, not just with Tranquil Waters, but also with, well, not just with Tranquil Waters, but also their adventures and plans for travelling around the world, or taking a nice long-distance travel on a cruise ship, aeroplane, rail tour excursion, whether it's anywhere in our beautiful global planet, as I'm proud to call it, Earth. Yes, indeed. Yes. And Dave and Sally, they just deserve this, honestly, after what they've been through, everybody. I mean, and for those of you who do follow Dave and Sally, after what they have been through, they absolutely deserve a video like this. I mean, from my heart, I really mean what I said about them deserving a video like this. They certainly do. And I could tell you that for an absolute fact. Yes. Especially, and I just couldn't have been more fortunate to have found out about them. What more could a man ask? Oh yes, and I couldn't be more fortunate to have ran into a heck of a lot of ladies thanks to Dave and Sally. It's always great fun, having lots of laughs and giggles. A nice head of ladies to talk to via them. Oh dear, I best not go too far with the lovely ladies. I mean, we get on very well, actually. I get on really well with the ladies, but some of them are, if you didn't know, mothers. And that could get me because of age. Well, my age, particularly at my age, that could get me into an awful lot of trouble. But I think many of them know I didn't mean this as any terrible offence or other matters or anything. And some are married. Because I remembered saying to one of my wonderful new friends, who's been a big, big help to Dave, I referred to her as my love. Foxy, behave. Married lady. That's what Dave and Sally said. Yeah, you can't talk to Louise like that, mate. She's a married lady. She's a married lady, which is what Sally said. Ugh. I mean, I could have been in a lot of trouble, actually. I should not have said that. I mean, I only meant it in kindness, but that got me into quite a bit of trouble. And then afterwards, even if it was not inappropriately taken, I mean, he was only messing around, really, but my compliments were being targeted, and Dave was targeting and tracking down every single compliment I was making to the wonderful ladies. This was back in December of 2020, just before 2021 kicked into our sights. You know, but yes. Well, but aren't Dave and Sally funny and great fun to watch? As well as seeing their wonderful dog Pud, I cannot wait to meet up with Dave and Sally. I think probably, no offense, those of you from Canada, wonderful Canada and terrific America, well, tremendous America, even though other people think otherwise of that country. I'm so sorry you couldn't meet them in person soon enough, because I know you really want to meet Dave and Sally too, also, as much as I really can't wait to meet him. I think it's quite likely people like Louise and myself are probably going to be one of the first ones to meet Dave and Sally in person, but I could be very, very wrong. But I really, but whether it's that case or not, regardlessly, I just cannot wait to meet up with the pair of them, and certainly, I think it's likely I'm going to see Pud than Honey, because, well, hopefully Honey will just about be alive by the time I meet up with Dave and Sally, but I think she's going to be very, very frail at that point. I mean, poor girl. She's absolutely beautiful and lovely. I mean, despite being very elderly, but age has really caught up with poor Honey. And she is very close to being totally blind. And of course, some of you may know, back in July of 2020, she was taken to their local veterinary surgery, to their veterinarian, who examined her as well as thoroughly assessed her to check whether she's fit enough for cataract surgery. But unfortunately, the veterinarian said it just isn't fair to operate on Honey because she was deemed as very unlikely to survive the surgical operating anaesthetic. It was a sad blow to Dave and Sally when they heard that when they heard about the terrible truth their veterinarian had to share with them, and learning the dreadfully saddening truth. It was just a huge blow to them. But they can't say I can't say that they are both very fortunate to have both their dogs, and that Honey still just about is there. I mean, she can eat okay, very much so, and drink okay, but I think she does have trouble walking far, and also has terrible eyesight problems. But she's the boss of Pud, apparently, and she's okay, but I don't think she's got that long left. I'm sorry, Dave and Sally, if I had to say that, but I mean, because of course you have Honey with you all the time, and of course I've never met Honey and Pud, but I cannot wait to meet them both. And I think it was Louise, I think it was, who says that her little dog can't wait, that her little dog and Pud really have to meet. Well, I totally agree. Oh yes, very much so. Especially as she's been a huge help to Dave A. following his stroke ordeal. Oh, but thanks so much indeed for watching, everybody, and certainly Dave and Sally, if you were watching. And honestly, I'm throwing all the best of luck I'm throwing into both of you, the pair of you, for expanding your horizon on your future adventures with the Tranquil Waters, as well as many other adventures come domestically within England and throughout the United Kingdom and abroad in our beautiful, partially arboreal, slightly desert-like, icy, with and retaining a great deal of greenish hillside, expanding greenery in our, and slightly oceanic-like, in our beautiful global planet of Earth. It's something I'm proud to call it. Good luck with your future adventures, Dave and Sally, if you're watching. And the very, very best on when you get back on Tranquil Waters, but take it at ease. That's my advice. Thanks so much indeed for watching, and I shall certainly look forward to seeing you in the very next video, and as well as I always look forward to watching Dave and Sally. When the twinkle goes out of my eyes for the ladies who follow Dave and Sally, I'll turn out my toes and die. And when the twinkle goes out of my eyes for the not the ladies, I said that. When the twinkle goes out of my eyes for Dave and Sally, as well as Honey and Pud, I'll turn out my toes and die. I just love the ladies being the companions of friendship, and I absolutely love Dave and Sally's friendly hospitality and entertaining matters in every single way. And I couldn't be more fortunate to have found out about Dave and Sally and the wonderful friends I've made thanks to them. Thanks so much indeed all for watching, and goodbye everybody, another time indeed. From Foxy.